Chapter 15, Students who are gifted and talented. Throughout the course textbook, each chapter presents definitions of various exceptionality categories from IDEA and other authoritative professional organizations. However, when it comes to giftedness, there is no single authoritative definition. As many states refer to the Marlin Report to Congress for the definition of gifted students, decisions about gifted education are made at the state and local level. The Elementary and Secondary Education Act defines gifted and talented students as students, children, or youth who give evidence of high achievement capability in areas such as intellectual, creative, artistic, or leadership capacity, or in specific academic fields, and who need services and activities not ordinarily provided by the school in order to fully develop those capabilities. Other sources for definitions of giftedness are included in the Jacob K. Javits Gifted and Talented Students Education Act of 1988, as well as professional organizations such as National Association for Gifted Children. When identifying students who are gifted and talented, it is important to understand that there are many traits that gifted individuals have in common, but not all gifted learners exhibit all of the characteristics or at the same level. Cognitive characteristics of gifted learners may include interest in problem solving and applying abstract concepts, display high degree of concentration and critical thinking, early language development, and early strong interest in reading. Academic characteristics of gifted learners often reflect their intellectual skills, but may also include creativeness and inventiveness, independence in work and study, persistent and goal-directed behavior, and commitment to self-selected work. Some of these social and emotional characteristics of gifted learners include advanced levels of moral judgment and strong sense of justice, high expectations of self and others, often leading to frustration, capacity for emotional intensity, and heightened self-awareness or characteristics of perfectionism. Behavioral characteristics of gifted learners include high energy and enthusiasm, intense focus on their interests or passions, boredom when they are not interested or challenged, and perseverance and strong determination to achieve in areas they find important. Common approaches to teaching students who are gifted and talented include placements such as within class grouping, full-time or part-time special programs, special schools, or homeschooling. Through within class grouping, students are assigned based on skills or performance and creates opportunities for students who have already mastered material being addressed to be able to work on alternative and challenging assignments with peers. Through full-time or part-time separate classes, students are grouped together for a specific period to receive differentiated instruction in a separate class. Examples of full-time or part-time separate classes include programs such as Advanced Placement or AP, International Baccalaureate or IB, and dual enrollment, in which students may take courses at a local community college or university to earn college credit while they are still enrolled in high school. There are special schools such as residential public high schools, governor's schools, and specialized day schools that have been developed for students who are gifted that may focus on the arts, science, technology, engineering, and math. An emerging education option for students who are gifted and talented is homeschooling. And with the rise in class sizes, limited resources for gifted programs, or non-existent gifted programs within various school districts, more families may opt to homeschool their gifted learners. Families may see homeschooling as a better option for their gifted learners to learn at their own pace and pursue their own interests and passions. And research has shown that gifted learners are least likely to receive special attention from teachers. Classrooms that use differentiated instruction tend to give more attention and support to struggling learners, which often leads to less interaction with the gifted learners. So it is important to identify in what area or areas the students are gifted. There is the common misperception that gifted learners have high ability in all areas. For example, a student may be a gifted reader, but still developing skills in writing. So incorporating areas in which the students are gifted and talented in instruction will encourage student engagement and help identify areas of needed support. It is also important to be aware of twice exceptional students. Twice exceptional students are students with disabilities and who are also gifted and talented. These students are highly knowledgeable or talented in the area, but their giftedness is often masked by their disability. Characteristics of twice exceptional students may include strengths in one area or skill and weaknesses in another, more time needed to process language and respond, lack of motivation or disruptive classroom behavior, lack of organizational skills, or failure to complete assignments. Recommended educational practices for students who are gifted and talented include, but are not limited to, curriculum compacting and enrichment activities, and which is used for students who master concepts in a short amount of time. This allows students to move quickly through the curriculum content and on to more advanced materials. There's also curriculum acceleration or flexible pacing, in which content is presented earlier or at a faster pace. An example of curriculum acceleration would be a student skipping a grade or remaining in their current grade while attending a higher level class for the subject that they demonstrate high achievement in. Another recommended educational practice is to encourage peer collaboration and cooperative learning groups. This allows students to learn from one another by gaining diverse perspectives and insights. This also allows for reflection and opportunities for students to talk through their ideas. Another educational practice is applying Bloom's taxonomy to differentiate instruction and provide students with opportunities to utilize higher level thinking skills. For educators of students who are gifted and talented, it is important to get to know them, recognize their talents, and provide activities and supports to meet their needs. Planning and modifying instruction that meets the needs of all students encourages purposeful learning experiences, encourages or increases student participation, and helps students reach their greatest potential. To apply what you learned in Chapter 15, reflect on the following questions. How may some students from different cultures view success in a way that can affect their being identified as being gifted and talented? How does the author of the textbook suggest that identification of students from diverse backgrounds as gifted and talented should be conducted? And what are the features of differentiated instruction that make it potentially beneficial for students with special gifts and talents who are served primarily in regular education classrooms? And once again, this activity is not a required assignment, but is an opportunity to challenge your thinking and your understanding of the content presented in Chapter 15.